वो तमाम लोग जो पहली मरतबा इस महफिल में शरीक हुए, मैं गुजारिश करना चाहता हूँ कि मेरी सादत है कि आज मैं यहाँ पर आपके सामने तरीके से, मेरा नाम मोहम्मद अली है और ये जितना बड़ा काम है उतना बड़ा मेरा नाम है। बल्कि देखा जाए तो वो तमाम लोग जो यहाँ इस कमेटी में मौजूद हैं और मुसलसल दामे दर में सोखने काम कर रहे हैं, वो भी शायद इतना बड़ा नाम नहीं है जितना बड़ा नाम उस काम का है जो कैसे करना हो रहा है। ये इससे पहले भी कुछ आगे बात की जाए, मैं चाहूंगा कि वो लोग जो आगरा बेलकॉन से मानूस हैं, यहाँ आते रहे हैं, उन्हें तो इल्म होगा, लेकिन अगर टॉयलेट्स वगैरह या वुज़ू करने के लिए तो सामने इस तरफ आप ले जाइएगा। मुझे पूरा यकीन है कि नमाज के लिए यहाँ पर नमाज होगी और उसके लिए उस वक्त ऐलान कर दिया जाएगा। आई अंडरस्टैंड, बल्कि मुझे बताइए कि अगर यहाँ पर ऐसे भी लोग हों जो कि उर्दू ना समझते हैं, and among my sisters are there any who do not understand Urdu? Right. So, I mean, just thank you very much. Thank you for indicating to me. Let's switch the whole thing into English. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, cordial welcome to this wonderful evening, which is set by the Diabetic Centre, Australia, and in collaboration with the Heart Foundation, which is set by Dr. Ahmed of Canberra. I welcome you on behalf of both the organizations, and I am certain that today's evening will bring so much goodwill, and in terms of the fundraising, it will be so much that everyone will remember this evening. As we know that diabetes is a killer. There is no other word except that diabetes is a killer. But the problem with the diabetes is that it is a very silent killer. It could be cancer, it could be any other thing, but as a matter of fact, what happens is that, it creeps on very, very slowly in the body. And while it's creeping, we all know that it affects other organs of the body. But without just further deliberating on to what diabetes is and how it affects various parts of the body and, ultimately what it does to the body. It is my pleasure now to invite Sheikh Muhammad Fauzi for the recitation of the Holy Quran and a brief talk about charity in Islam. So, can I request my brother Sheikh Muhammad Fauzi to come over and recite Surah Quran and Surah Quran. Assalamu alaikum.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم مثل الذين ينفقون أموالهم في سبيل الله كمثل حبة أنبتت 7 سنابل في كل سنبلة 100 حبة والله يضاعف لمن يشاء والله واسع عليم الذين ينفقون أموالهم ابتغاء مرضات الله وتثبيتا من أنفسهم الذين ينفقون أموالهم ابتغاء مرضات الله ثم لا يتبعون ما أنفقوا منا ولا أذى لهم أجرهم عند ربهم ولا خوف عليهم ولا هم يحزنون قول معروف ومغفرة خير من صدقة يتبعها أذى والله غني حليم يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تبطلوا صدقاتكم بالمن والأذى كالذي ينفق ماله رئاء الناس ولا يؤمن بالله واليوم الآخر فمثله كمثل صفوان عليه نور فأصابه وابل فتركه صلدا لا يقدرون على شيء مما كسبوا والله لا يهدي القوم الكافرين ومثل الذين ينفقون أموالهم في سبيل الله ثم لا يتبعون ما أنفقوا ومثل الذين ينفقون أموالهم ابتغاء مرضات الله وتثبيتا من أنفسهم كمثل جنة بربوة أصابها وابل فآتت أكلها ضعفين فإن لم يصبها وابل فطل والله بما تعملون بصير صدق الله العظيم.
You want to say something? Please, let's come. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. جزاكم الله خيرا. It's my pleasure to be invited. I'm very happy, even though, mashallah, the brothers invited us. We feel kind of we can contribute to the Muslim in any corner in the world somehow. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as we all know, in this blessed month, in the Quran, not once, not thrice, many times, Allah explains about the power of the charity. One of the most scary ayat in the Quran. Ponder about this ayah and put it between your eyes. Allah says in the Quran, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا وَمَاتُوا وَهُمْ كُفَّارٌ فَلَنْ يُقْبَلَ مِنْ أَحَدِهِمْ مِلْءُ الْأَرْضِ ذَهَبًا وَلَوْ افْتَدَى بِهِ. The disbelievers who died as disbelievers, if they come in the day of judgment, they want to give a charity equal to the earth made of gold, it's not going to be accepted from them. It brings you, on the other hand, that this believer will come in the day of judgment and say, oh Allah, now I can admit there is none worthy of worship except Allah. Allah will say to him, it was simpler than this. It was easier than this in this life, in the world, to say La ilaha illallah. Very simple. How long will it take? Few seconds. How much does it cost you? Nothing. The following ayah after this ayah in the Quran, Allah says, لن تنالوا البر
حتى تنفقوا مما تحبون. For the believers, you will never attain the level of piety until you spend from what you love. It is mentioned from Allah that Allah didn't say to spend what you love. What Allah did say to Ibrahim alayhi salam, to spend what he loved. His son, after he was above 80, فلما بلغ معه السعي, old man needs someone to look after him and help him in the life. And it was not easy life like us. He needs to climb the mountain to get some wood and come back to cook, to find food. It's not simple. And when he got his son, فلما بلغ معه السعي, Allah ordered him to not to spend from what he loved, to slaughter him. But it is the mercy of Allah that Allah made it easy for us to spend from what you love, not to spend what you love. That's why what is the most beloved to the insan, to the human being, is the money. And on the other hand, Allah gives so much rewards on this. So much so, it pushed away the wrath and the anger of Allah. الصدقة تطفئ غضب الرب. So much so, Rasulullah ﷺ said, there is none of you except Allah will speak to him without any interpreter. And when Allah speaks to any of the people without any interpreter, he looks on his right side. He finds nothing except what he did advance, what he brought from the life, from this life to the hereafter. And then he is looking at something to help him, to intercede him, to give him stability and confidence that he will be saved from the anger of Allah. And he looks on his left side, he finds nothing but what he did advance. And then he looked in front of him, he finds the hellfire. So on the right side, what he given. On the left side, what he given. And now it is the destination, the hellfire. How to avoid with what you got from the right and left. And Rasulullah ﷺ gave the solution. What is the solution? He said, فَاتَّقُوا النَّارَ وَلَوْ بِشَقِّ تَمْرَةٍ. Avoid that hellfire that will be before your eyes, even if with half of a day. Not with 1 million, with half of a day. Brothers, the sadaqah. Rasulullah ﷺ said, وَالصَّدَقَةُ بُرْهَانٌ. What does it mean? It is a proof. What is the proof of the iman? Giving money. Why? Because people, they love the money. You say to the man, you should trust in what in Allah's hand more than what in your hand. It is a matter of a belief. You want me to give half of my money? You want me to give 10K? You want me to give 5,000? I done so much effort to get this money. How can I get it? I give it easy. Yeah. What let you do this? Only one thing, the belief. That you believe in what you advance, what you put forward in the hereafter, it is more beloved to you and more better than what you leave behind you. Rasulullah ﷺ adjusting the minds of the Muslims and said to the Sahaba, said to the Sayyidah Aisha, they slaughtered a sheep and they distributed 3/4 of it. And how much remaining? 1/4. And he said to her, how much do we have? How much is remaining? Simple calculation. We given 3/4 of it. Definitely what is remaining? 1/4. He said no. 3/4 gone. Remaining for us on the hereafter. Waiting for us. So what we have, not what we eat, not what we clothe ourselves with, not what we have in our home, the assets, the cars, the bank account, no. What you have, what you're giving. He said 3/4 we got, and 1/4 is going for nothing. So this to adjust the mind. When we go in the hereafter, looking at what you advanced, what you're giving, it will let the people feel the shame until the flesh of the eye, of the face will fall down. From what they given, they do not reckon that it's well ahead. So we are in the opportunity to give. And to give, is it compulsory? Is it, something optional to give more rewards? It depends. Yes, it depends. Do not think the money you got, it's all your money. One day, Rasulullah is telling the Sahaba, a man, he is on the grave and he's been ordered to be lashed 100 times. And this guy was righteous man when he was alive. And then he asked and interceded, Oh Allah, I done this, my hajj, my zakat, my sadaqah. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered the angels to lash him 10 times. So 100 became 10. And then he asked and he kind of put his argument, Oh Allah, I done this, I done this. And the final is to be lashed once and you have to be lashed. And once he got lashed by the angels, the fire came from everywhere on the grave and he got senseless. He woke up, he got his sense back, and he said, Why I got lashed? They said to him, One day you prayed without wudu. You did pray without wudu one day. And secondly is, one day you passed by a man who was in need of help, and you had the capacity and you didn't help him. From this point, how much Muslims in Australia, our community in Canberra, how much do they have to help? Brothers, we don't have borders. Muslims do not have borders. Like there is nothing called in Pakistan and in Bangladesh and in Egypt. There is nothing for Muslim like this. If the Adhan is being held in one side of the earth, everyone has to follow him. If the moon is sighted in one side of the earth, all the Muslims and some madhab, they have to follow him. So we have no borders. We Muslims, we don't have nationalism to link us together or land to combine us together to belong to it. It is we are Muslims. So when we say we are Muslims, any Muslim, anywhere in the world, we have to give the required help. And when we give, we are not giving as you feeling I'm giving. You feel that I did something. I'm doing good. No. You give to avoid the problems in the hereafter. You give because you must give. You give because you need Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give you the proof in the day of judgment and to come in the day of judgment standing before Allah. And this charity will come and will have kind of a shape and say, yes, I done this. He given this in this day. Rasulullah many times encouraged the Sahaba to donate. One day in the Battle of Tabuk, very far place, not enough equipment, not enough rights. And then he encouraged the Sahaba, who is ready to give. Sayyidina Uthman, he gave how much? If you think it is, he given 1,000 dinar. Not much, 1,000 dinar equal to $1,000, no. To make the measurement, how much 1,000 dinar at this day equal today, it was that the threshold of the zakat, the nisab of the zakat was 20 dinar. So he made more than the nisab of the zakat 50 times. The nisab of the zakat this day is 6,000 of gold. You multiply 6,000, how many times? 50 times. How much? People who are putting the calculation businessman. How much?
300,000.
300,000 in one time. And then Rasulullah kept encouraging people to spend in the path of Allah and to wait for you in the hereafter. All of what you give now will be waiting there. And he stood up again and he said 1,000 more. And Rasulullah still the Sahaba need to fulfill the requirements. He kept encouraging until he gave more 300,000. So how much in total? 900,000, more or less equal to Australian dollar right now. And after this, Rasulullah said to him, Ma darra, pay attention to this. Ma darra Uthmana ma amila ba'da al-yawm. There is nothing after today is harmful for Uthman. What does it mean? He got the pleasure. that if he commit any sin, will not affect his decision in the hereafter. So what we need, if you have the money, they telling you to give the zakat, and they are telling you to give the charity, that it will extinguish the anger of Allah, and that the charity that will come in the day of judgment, and we give you and scale up your position, and give you the charity that will help you to be in the Jannah, and will be the proof for you before Allah. The certificate, it will come to you as a certificate in your hand, this charity. And the Quran will come in a shape, and the Salah will come in a shape, this charity will come to you. And brothers, this is the need that we need to solve. If you speak about those people in the time of the Sahaba, there was no much room to complain, or there was no solution. But the disease and sickness today, it has solution, and the people can avoid it. But what is the problem? The shortage of access. People do not have money to do. In every community, the guy, he can go to the doctor for 5 minutes. If he go to the doctor or he's being provided the proper treatment, he will be all right. He is the carer of the family. And a lot of people, they just lost their life because they think it's all right. He got some headache. He doesn't think that it's harmful. It happened many times. One day we were in a place, and a little old lady, and the guy was telling us, and he said to her, she got a shock. And he said to her, you have a problem, you need to go to the hospital. She said, it happened twice before, and I became all right. So it will not happen to everyone, but those people, they are in need. And on the other hand, Allah give us the blessings staying in this country. It is not due to we are smart, or we have enough money, or we are intellectually very high, so we got the opportunity. No. Many people more smart than us, intellectually higher than us, and they didn't get the chance. And hence we got this chance. Allah is testing us, what we give it. And if we give, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, the last to encourage about the charity, وَمَا وَمَا أَنفَقْتُم مِّن شَيْءٍ فَهُوَ يُخْلِفُهُ. Having said that, we must do, and our responsibility to look after, and part of the humanity to feel the mercy for the others, to provide them the what they need in their life to survive. And the last is وَمَا أَنفَقْتُم مِّن شَيْءٍ فَهُوَ يُخْلِفُهُ. Whatever you spend, Allah will replace it. Not once, 10 times. And وَاللَّهُ يُضَاعِفُ لِمَن يَشَاءُ. When it comes to the lives of the people, it is here you reviving a human being, which Allah said, whoever revives a human being, it is only one, equal to who revives the whole of the humanity. Only one. You will get the reward as, and it's not hadith for some people to say, it might be weak or authentic, it is in the Quran. وَمَنْ أَحْيَاهَا فَكَأَنَّمَا أَحْيَا النَّاسَ جَمِيعًا. From my position, I'm thanking everyone to look after these programs, to provide the treatment, and try to let the people survive, not live in a high position or in a good, expectancy, the minimum to survive. We thank you all, and we have to express and help with all of our capacity to let it go, and to give all the world the picture that without any income, without anything you're expecting from these programs, you're giving the best of your life, the best of your money, to show them that we Muslims, we are capable, even without the system having in our countries, but we can provide it individually and in the collectively. Ready, inshallah, brothers? Jazakumullah khair.
Jazakallah khairan, the Shaykh Muhammad Fawzi. The gist, perhaps, of what Brother Fawzi just said is definitely that charity given to any charity or any individual when it's needed is basically charity given to ourselves. Because Allah certainly certifies that we get the reward not in the form exactly in the same way, but many countless other ways where we even don't know. So with this, thanking again, Brother Sheikh Ahmed Fawzi, Jazakallah. I now invite Mr. Harun Azam. Harun Azam is Vice President of TDC Australia, and I'm inviting him for officially welcoming everyone here and just acknowledging the sponsors of the program. Thanks.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. My speech will be very precise and small. I know that I don't want to take a lot of time. We have a couple of presentations which are more important for everyone of us. Anyway, just to cut short, we really highly appreciate for your attendance. It's a great honor for us for you to be here with us. And at the outset, we would like to appreciate Mr. High Commissioner of Pakistan for being a part of our chief guest and helping and motivating all of us to help this cause. We really appreciate a big applause for you. Thank you very much. And at the same time, nonetheless, of course, we really appreciate for your presence because without your contribution, your acceptance, we cannot be successful. And inshallah, with your help and support, we will definitely proceed. Right after me, there will be a presentation by Dr. Saad on the TDC organization. He will be talking about how the TDC organization was being set up in India and what are the functions we deliver back in Pakistan, what type of services we offer to the different communities in Pakistan. I think he will be throwing the light on much more details, followed by the presentation from Dr. Ahmed Khan. And he is going to touch about on the cardiac complications. But here I like to talk about a little bit more about the hospital, the hospital on wheel. That's one of the projects which we are focusing today. And the reason is because you all know that the hospital on wheel is a very good concept, has been used in different type of calamities and the war zones where the wounded people are needing help. The same concept has been applied here for the needy poor people where they don't have access to the health or the system. So that concept was being a brainchild of Dr. Ahmed. We really appreciate for what you have done. Thank you very much. And now, this is the collaboration now, with the Dr. Ahmed and the TDC. So together we are collaborating to make this project more successful. Reason is because TDC has a capacity, they have a system back in Pakistan, they have complete resources to fulfill and manage those such projects. So therefore we are collaborating with each other, and inshallah we will be collaborating further in the future as well. Thank you very much. And of course, I'd like to appreciate my folks, my colleagues who came from Mullamum all the way. They're also very supportive for us. Thank you very much. And of course, there will be some options. Please be generous. We need your help and support. And I think that will be conducted by Mansub Shah. And at the end, after the afar, inshallah, we will be having the certificates, and the certificates, of course, with the note of Dr. Jamiba. But at the end, I'd like to reiterate again, once again, and echo that without your support and help, we are nothing. We need your help and support. One of the biggest reasons is a charity. All operations are functioning, even if we have a hospital, like only one on these, but there is a running cost for it. We have to fully manage those costs. It's a doctor's, there's the nurses, there's the medicines, all the logistics that are required. So in order to do this one, it cannot be possible. And believe me, I strongly believe that if we are tenacious, committed, and collaborating with each other, inshallah, we will achieve this milestone. Inshallah. Thank you very much. And these are the sponsors. I think I forgot. I didn't have the slide, by the way, but still, I can say these are the sponsors. We would like to acknowledge them as well. Thank you, and over to you now. Thanks.
Can you bring the sponsors back for a second? So Healthy Heart International, Ms. Tahir Rana, Platinum sponsor. Thank you very much, Ms. Tahir Rana. And then again to Healthy Heart International, MCAL. MCAL, Naveed Asghar is the name, and JPNH Group Private Limited. We sincerely and wholeheartedly thank all of these sponsors of the video. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, I was just going through the statistics of diabetes, horrifying statistics of diabetes in Pakistan. As a matter of fact, what they say that unfortunately Pakistan lies on number 3 in the list of prevalence of diabetes elsewhere, everywhere in the world. And last year, I think that 26.7% of adult people in Pakistan, which is more than 1/4 of the population of Pakistan, they are actually either type 2 or type 1 diabetes. And that means that unless that charisma or charismatic approaches are coined and innovation comes into the picture, which is perhaps not very far, but as a matter of fact, at the moment, the situation is highly, highly precarious. And I'm not touching juvenile diabetes at the moment, the diabetes prevalence in children, which is very, very unfortunate. With this, I think one thing is very important that we need to join hands. We need to come together and just sing one voice that any organization like the one TBC is or at the heart, right? We have to be with them without any second thought. And inshallah, today's gathering will prove it. As a matter of fact, that yes, you've come all the way from Sydney, you've come all the way from Wollongong, and we are definitely with you in this noble cause. And with that, I now invite a very young doctor, very young, Dr. Israr Khan, President TDC Australia, Heart and Soul of Australia. Please, Dr. Israr.
Right here. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you everyone for being here. I can see most of the cases that I've seen last year, including our His Excellency, Ms. Chowdhury, along with a lot of other people who were there before. Few new faces I can see that one. And thank you very much for all of you being here. And I'm sure that we can get full crowd today. Few tables are still vacant, but I think people are waiting for the study to come at that and probably they come in. So as you most of know that the Diabetes Center, which is the charity organization, it's not based in Pakistan, but based in other countries also. So we started the initiative in Pakistan in 2012, and then from there we go slowly. Initially started with the containers and the clinics outside the hospital area, and then gradually what happened that we developed the big hospital. It took maybe 5-6 years at that time, and finally we built this big hospital. You can see in the picture, and now it's fully functional since 2018. So as Brother Muhammad Ali already mentioned about the data of diabetes, which is very important for all of us to know, and it is the data of International Diabetes Federation. And as he mentioned before, that almost 27 or 28% adult population having diabetes in Pakistan. And as you mentioned already, that Pakistan is number 3 in the world in adult population who are having the diabetes, and first is India and China. So you can well imagine that how big burden it will have in Pakistan and how we have to deal with that big problem. So this is the slide which I shared last year also. So that's the slide which shows that we have some, the population, urban populations and the rural areas. So urban have 28.3% and rural have 25.3%. But I don't think so. It is an accurate data. Reasons behind that in rural area we don't have access to the facilities. So we may not show that whether the people have diabetes of that much number, or maybe they have more number in the rural town or areas who have diabetes but not get diagnosed. So this is another important slide which I shared before, but I want to highlight here again that almost 11 million Pakistani population they have impaired glucose tolerance test. It means that they may have diabetes and they would have diabetes in the future, but at the moment they are in the borderline situation. The borderline means 11 million burden is waiting there. They're going to have diabetes, and almost 27% are undiagnosed. They may have diabetes, but they are undiagnosed. They don't know of that population. This is the important slide for all of us, and that's the reason we are here. Almost 70% of our population in Pakistan, they have no access or almost minimal access to the healthcare facilities. So we don't know what disease they have, how much diabetes, how many numbers of diabetes cases they would have in that population. And for that reason, this is the project we are starting, which is called Hospital on Wheels. And because we need to address those people, we need to go to those people because they don't have facilities. Only limited people they have access to the healthcare facilities. So that's why we are starting this project. So far, what we have done in last almost, 13 years, that we have achieved a great milestone of almost close to 284,000 people being treated in our center there in Pakistan. So it's a huge number of the diabetes which is treated in Pakistan, and almost 60% of those people they were treated completely free because of And in this slide, you can also see that a few, data there, but I will not touch all of them. I will go for one or two things. One is the dialysis. This is the, the facility which is being provided by us. And we started, we took the initiative in Wollongong. And thanks to all of the Wollongong friends, they are also here. And alhamdulillah, with the help of them, with Muswanka and other people, we started this project and exclusively we are funding from Australia. So these dialysis which you have seen, we all provided donations from Australia. So yesterday we have an event in Melbourne. So we basically touched the juvenile or type 1 diabetes. So we have almost 2,500 kids they are having type 1 diabetes and they are getting treatment in PhD. And we have yes. Yeah. Sure, sure. I can explain that. So before going to there, this is the one of the complete of diabetes called peripheral vascular disease. So peripheral vascular disease is one of the major vessel disease which involves in the diabetes and the diabetes getting forward. And if we don't, if we do not diagnose the patients in time, then they may advance to vascular disease in such a situation that the blood supply get compromised to the limbs, particularly the lower limbs, and they would lose the blood supply at one stage, and that can develop, and we have to amputate the patient, treat, maybe die, then they can get handicapped because of that. So initial, like if we do the, but we have a protocol that we do the assessment of the patient and any new patient is coming. So we do the assessment for the peripheral vascular disease by doing video scan and other the important tests, and we assess that how much damage already happened, and then we start treating the patient from there. And by that, we saved almost 35,000 cases with the help of all those managements which are essential to save the patient. So one of the important factors for that is the control of diabetes. Just mentioned that if we can control the diabetes, then we can reduce the macrovascular complication, which is called second heat, and also the microvascular complications, which are called small blood vessel disease, like the kidney disease, could be the eye changes or eye disease, and similarly also the nerve disease that's related with that. So if you have a good glycemic control, a good control of the diabetes, so up to 37%, these complications can be reduced by doing that. So control of diabetes is very important. Uh, Taiwan Diabetes, as I mentioned about this project, so we had a very good event yesterday, and it was basically organized for those kids who have Taiwan Diabetes and they could not get access to the treatment. So we were having pending almost 1,600 patients there. The children are there, so they were not having enough funds for us to support them. So we did the fundraising yesterday, and we collected the funds almost for all of those children. And now we'll have enough funds that we can treat those patients also. So yesterday we collected almost $70,000 from that. So this is the slide which shows that what we have achieved and what we did last year. So these are the pictures from all of you. You can see maybe you're getting a little bit aging or getting more younger. So with the help of you people, we collected almost $110,000. And that amount, which was exclusively especially thanks to Dr. Emma, Barsa, everybody is here. So they have a lot, and Alhamdulillah, we generated that fund. And we utilize that fund. Show you next slide. This is the project which is already in place now. And Alhamdulillah, this customized vehicle is almost going to be ready on the road. Although it took some time because we had to bring a lot of things from China and other places, and takes to like Pakistan, there's a lot of efforts with our TDC team, and finally we achieved that one, and Alhamdulillah, it's going to be on board. So initially we are aiming that we can take this the vehicle in different areas of Pakistan. So far we have got some funding from the people that it can go to Sahiwal, it can go to close to Sahiwal in one place called Saran Sidhu, which is near Anpal. Also, it can go to Kashmir and north and south Punjab. It's could be to which place? Bhavalnagar. So the Bhavalnagar, that's another area which is donated, and then Luxton, Canberra standing. So I don't need to say anything. He's there to spend all the place. So this is the customized vehicle. It will have almost all these facilities. Great further, but I just want to explain you that in that vehicle we will provide the doctor consultation. We will provide the consultation for the other complication of the diabetes. It could be foot complication, it could be cardiac complication, it could be renal complications, and other complications of the diabetes. We will provide the laboratory services to there. We have funds for that, and almost 50% of those funds there, and another 50% we are sending them in the next few days. And in this laboratory service means that the machine costs around $17,000. So that we all the routine tests, including the liver function test, kidney function test, we have HbA1c and other routine tests that can be performed in that vehicle, and it's really going to get the test immediately, and we can assess the patient, and from there we can go and treat them according to their severity. We will also provide the medication to the patients. We will have health education team there. They will be moving with the vehicle and provide the health education. Because that's our main area that we have to educate the patient. As I mentioned before, if you can reduce the complications, if you have proper health education, and you can have a better control of the disease or diabetes. And last thing is the minor procedures we can provide here. And also we'll be going to have ultrasound room here for the extension. So these all facilities will be on that vehicle, and it's going to different regional or remote areas.
How many units do you have?
So we are, thank you very much for asking this question. So we are aiming that we can have multiple units, because at the one time, one vehicle cannot go everywhere in Pakistan. So as the program is going and running smoothly, and we need more need, so hopefully we may get more vehicles. So I can give you one example. Last before Ramadan, we went to Brisbane. So I had a good meeting with the Rotary Australia. So they are telling that they might provide us 3 or 4 vehicles in long term, and then we can use that one for this lesser information about the animals. We should be happy. Yeah, only 1 minute. So that costs around 110,000 without equipment. So equipment we are just providing. Okay, so this is operational cost or one visit cost. I can explain that one. If the vehicle is going in one town, how much cost we may have to run the program. So I think one operation cost means it should be spent in one week. Like on Monday, if vehicle will be going there, that will be the travel time. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, they will have a camp here, and Friday they will come back. So the staff will come back home, they have a weekend, and then Monday they will start. Then we can have any maintenance thing for vehicles or anything we have to do with the road. So operational cost is close to 8,600. uh, Laboratory tests, which will perform roughly around 50 to 60 patients, depending on how many number of patients we'll see. So that's just a rough estimation. It may vary down the road when we start this program. So 7,400 medicines, which will be expensive definitely, because it's not covering only the diabetes medicines. We are going to cover medicines for the hypertension and cardiac and other complication of the diabetes. So it could be roughly around 17,000. We could have fuel and other living charges. Food care, we mentioned about it. One food care patient is coming there. So for initial assessment and the management, also on 395,000. Type 1 and type 2 diabetes depends on what type of medicine we are providing. It will be close to 739, which not only including the consultations, lab tests, and medications. So medications mean we are planning that initially. But maybe we can go there, same place after 3 months or 2 months. So we have to provide all the medication for that time period. So what happened in Pakistan, unfortunately, we were starting that program initially that when the people are coming from remote areas, so we provided the medicine for 2 months and 3 months. And unfortunately, what they are doing, they went there and they sold the medicine. So then they came back with the worst condition of the diabetes. So we changed the plan that we can provide the medicines for 2 weeks or 1 month and make sure that they will be getting next lot of medicine after finishing that. Because as you give them money or bulk, it goes in other things. Because people are needy. They have a lot of other issues. It's not that they don't want to care themselves. The problem is they don't have any food at home. So what they will do? They have to eat first, and then one person can contribute. So that's a situation around like this. So, uh, the equipment cost, this is the IT equipment we haven't been provided yet. So it is close to 7,200. So I may expect that some of the people can donate for that. Not whole amount, maybe anything, so that we can collect the money and we can provide our IT services. But it's very needed, important for us because we have centralized data. And once we do the test there, it will be linked with the main hospitals. And also we can follow up the patients through online and other things we can do that. But if you don't have data there, it will be difficult to access that. So that's why we have to provide IT equipment there on laboratory equipment, as I mentioned, we already have that one, Alhamdulillah, fund, so we don't ask for that one. So half of the money we already sent, another half we're going to send in next 2 to 3 days. And thanks to Dr. Ahmed, he Alhamdulillah donated the echocardiogram machine already. So it was really needed. And thank you very much, Dr. Ahmed, for having it. So I will not go further details, and I just show you this video of the vehicle that how much the work is done already. This is not now; it's I think maybe before Ramadan this video. So a lot of things being done after that. We are lot of things is like providing the backup that we're providing them like in Pakistan electricity issue. So we need to have a generator and backup energy source. Also, we're providing the accommodation stuff like 1 or 2% they can stay in the vehicle if you don't have extra accommodation. We want to minimize as much expenses as possible so that we can provide maximum care to the patients. So it will have hopefully everything. one more thing we will add, which is called like the screen. On the screen, there will be different businesses if they're sponsoring that project. So we can utilize that funded money for the funding of this operation, not only for one place, we can do other places and increase the program as Dr. Hassan mentioned. We may have more vehicles. Thank you very much.
They are coming somewhere around 45 for one.
No, because for one, like if they're going for 1 week there, so that patients may or may not be seen in the next 3 months. So we are telling about 3 months, 1 quarter, the amount for that one. Sorry for that. So like that, we can cover for 3 months area for the medications and every cost of that. Because it will be from remote area. So it's not possible for us to go there. So what we can do, we already reviewed the patients, and after 1 month, we call the patients and provide them the medications by for you.
So in that case, summarizing it in this way, that roughly $40,000 for one operation at one place for 3 months. And if you just multiply 4 times a year, that will be 160.
Could be cross that. It all depends on number of patients we see. If we're starting with 50 patients in a day, and 3 days we're seeing patients in a week, and then gradually you can multiply. Could vary because it's just estimation on that stuff.
So I think that we should just have it in mind that on the higher side, that this would happen. We see that they're coming out.
Thank you. Thank you for that from my side.
Wow, what a comprehensive, briefing of all the activities. Thank you very much, Dr. Stark, for bringing us to light. All what's happening and whatever is happening is just fantastic and it's just great. I congratulate you, Dr. Stark, and everyone who is included. And more so, उर्दू में कहते हैं जी दूल्हा. आज की इस तकरीब के दूल्हा यकीनन डॉक्टर अहमद खान साहब है. उसकी वजह सिर्फ एक है. When we came here last year, it was no miracle. That it was simply an intention, a dream that we want to have. And we collected, and Alhamdulillah, 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 with the grace of God and with the efforts of Dr. Ahmed and all the team of TGC, today there is one truck. And next planning is certainly that it goes to various places. Let me take you back to one of the basic children rhyme, and it says, wheels on the bus go round and round all the way to town. It is slight different. The wheels on the truck go round and round all the way to the town, villages. So thank you very much, Dr. Ahmed, for bringing this dream into our reality. And now, ladies and gentlemen, what I fear is that we are going back from Agra to classroom. So if you are very much touchy about the classroom, right, I still say don't close your ears. Listen to what our doctor, our teacher is coming to give us a brief that how the two things are related. That is diabetes and the heart disease.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you everyone for coming, especially in this month of Ramadan, which is a bit hard while we are all fasting. सबसे पहले, as a cardiologist, maybe I can't explain, but heart got 4 chambers, and the most important chamber in the heart is in left ventricle. So I thank you all from the bottom of my heart for trusting me, my wonderful community. So I think that's explained how much I appreciate your help and support. So behind my charity and working with TGC, there's multiple reasons. There's some painful events that changed my life, from chasing dreams of driving big cars or big houses to do some charity work in Pakistan for the poor people of Pakistan. And Then doing some screening work, again, there was a painful story that one of my watchmen who later died, but he had a collapse massively with hypertensive, undiagnosed hypertension. So that was a huge event that changed my life. And I thought I need to do something. If I save one person, it's not one person in Pakistan, it's the whole family. So
Is it all?
okay. Uh, my talk is on three parts. So part one, this is all a part of my charity work. One is our own health, then professional life, which is one of my projects in Pakistan, especially for the young doctors. And then talking about charity, which is the local charity and charity in Pakistan. So one of our own health, I think we are all too busy working hard, especially my doctor colleagues. We work so hard and then just come home. My sister will be busy cooking, cleaning, and washing, and no time for their own health. So it's very important we need to look after ourselves. If we are in good health, we can look after our family, we can look after our neighbors, we can look after other people. And one of the greatest blessings that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given to us is a good health. And one of the example, recently one of my friends, he called me, he said he lost his fingerprints. Just imagine that you lost your identity. When you go to a passport, you can't use a finger. Like nothing is for granted. Allah can take our health anytime. So he can't process his Nadra ID card, he can't process his passport, which is just a small thing, but think, we don't appreciate what God has given us. So we need to look after our health. And that was the example that really touched my heart. He said, I can't process my passport. What to do? So I have to get advice from a dermatologist and a special later to say that this is a medical condition that he can't have his fingerprint, which is a very small, maybe minor things, but we don't face that. But it's a serious health issue. And the reason I think all we have to prevent community awareness, which is a part of my charity, that how to educate ourselves, how small things can make a big difference in our lives. As I mentioned, my watchman, who was a young man, a father of 5 kids, he collapsed and he died 3 days later. He left 5 kids behind. It was just a simple thing that can be preventable. So hypertension, heart disease, brain disease, it affects your kidneys, eyes, heart, and your brain. So we can prevent, if you make the diagnosis early, you can treat and you can prevent complication. And in Pakistan, they can't afford. And one of the projects that we can maybe go to a different city, just stop somewhere and ask everyone, come and give me 2 minutes so I can screen you for blood pressure or kidney disease or high cholesterol or heart disease, which I think with the help of your support, we can achieve that. So we call it hypertension as a silent killer. You don't get any symptoms until your blood pressure goes up to 240 to 60, then you get some symptoms. Otherwise, it's silent killer. You don't get any symptoms. Same thing with diabetes, diabetic. So everyone who is diagnosed with diabetes now, in 15 years' time, you will have diabetic kidney disease, diabetic heart disease, it affects your eyes and brain. So good control, early diagnosis, prevention. So you can prevent all these complications, or you can delay the prevention, delay the onset even, or delay the onset of complication by 10 to 15 years. So just doing a few simple steps. So I'm going to ask you that from now, please, every one of you, please give 30-minute time to yourself. Because you guys need to make a promise that even if you come at 8 p.m., you need to go out give 30 minutes to yourself, to your health, which is investing in your health now, and it's investing in your for your family. If you have a stroke or heart failure, it will be a burden on your family. So why do you want to disturb your family? You need to look after yourself. And next thing is one of the things that I noticed, especially in our doctor community, is a lot of issues with ego. A lot of other professional issues that I can't discuss in detail. But one of my projects is how to train our young doctors to be a good human being. My son was asking me, Daddy, what should I study? And I said, I don't care. I just want you to be a good human being. Whether you want to study or not, that's not important for me. I want you to be a good human being. So as a doctor, any other professional, you have to be a good human being. And there's a definition of good human being, what good human being is. And I think this is, I love this, that I'm saying, going to say it in Urdu, तुम्हारी खूबसूरती, तुम्हारा जमाल, तुम्हारा हुस्न, जवानी का नशा, दौलत का कमर, तुम्हारी काबिलियत के चर्चे, तुम्हारे हुनर, सब एक दिन खत्म होने वाली है. तो गुरूर किस बात की? Why we are so proud? Even if you are on very high position, one day you are going to die. Look at all our kings and presidents and prime ministers, they're gone. Maybe sometimes people recall that, yes, Benazir left, or Musharraf Saab left. So we all go one day. Life is too short. So why you have to be so proud and arrogant? If God has given you some skills, you have to be more humble. And God can take it from you. So I think it's very important to support your colleagues, if as a doctor, your juniors, be humble, and be kind to your patient. So I think as a good doctor, we say it's skills and knowledge, but it's not just the skills and knowledge. There are a few other things that is important, especially as a Muslim doctors, when you combine faith, fear of God. When you combine this, that makes you a good doctor. To me, everyone got skills, everyone got knowledge. But the important things, you have to be a candle, you have to be a light, you have to be a role model for your juniors. So attitude is important. Again, that attitude takes me to my next topic of that the faith I've spoken. But take me to a charity. What is charity? Why I started charity? So again, the perception of family. What do you call family? Is your son, daughter, wife, is that your family? Is that what we call it, family? Is that all we have to do? And what is the difference between a human being and animal? Because I think cats and dogs do exactly the same job. So there is no difference between us and animals. So why we are ashraful makhluqat? Allah created us different from. So no, family is not wife, kids, or husband. There is different circles. To me, that's what I think, that how we look into things. So just think about where you stand. You don't need to say it, but think in your mind which circle you belong to. So the circle number one, the gray one, is the one who look after his own family, just wives, kids, and that's it. Are we in this gray circle? Or are we out of the next, which is the blue one, which is the addition of your parents? You look after your mom and dad, you look after your kids. Are we one of those, which is better than the first one, isn't it? But we should be in that circle. Or do we need to be in the third circle, which is our next, your cousin, relatives, your next door neighbor? Or do you have to be in the outer, the best one, which is you have to be like our Prophet, peace be upon him, Rahmatul lil Alameen. You have to be Rahma for Muslim, non-Muslim, for everyone, black, white, Balochi, Punjab, Pakhtun, anyone. It doesn't mean why we have to be focused on one, but you have to be Rahmatul, like our Prophet, peace be upon him. So That's what the charity comes to. Why we just have to chase the wealth, business, work. So one day we have to leave behind. So that perception then establish and change your attitude towards other people. So there's a few other things that I'm not going to touch, but the most important, be kind. Um, and again, I think in whatever profession you guys are, in IT or medicine or any other field, you have to be influencer in that circle. You don't need to. I'm just going to skip few of the slides. There is further land and further fire, which I'm not going to talk, but I'm just going to briefly talk about my charity work, what I did in Pakistan and what we are planning in, inshallah, if I'm still alive, because you don't know what happens, what is around the corner. Saman so baras ki pal ki khabar nahi. And the charity work that I started, if you guys remember, I had a 52-year-old gentleman who was on the table. I was doing his angioplasty, and he was telling us about his trip to America. His dream was to go to America and celebrate a white Christmas. And he booked all his, going to New York and going to Washington, Orlando, and telling us about his hotel. But he was not aware that in the next few minutes he will not be in this world. So he died on the table, sudden cardiac arrest, and he died. So that changed my life, and that's what, life is, you don't know what will happen. So I do local work here with the help of some of the community people might have seen our screening program, medical camps, and education. So how to prevent heart disease or cardiovascular disease in different communities in Canberra. So this is for local people. But in Pakistan, so far since 2015, since I started the charity, I had multiple medical camps. We provide free angiogram, angioplasty services in Islamabad, in Quetta. We provide all the equipments, and I get a lot of equipments from different organizations in Australia, including some of the private hospitals. During COVID time, we were running Roshan program for Islamabad City. We run a Dastafan program, especially for iftar every day, 50 to 60 people, sometimes up to 100 people every day. We provide support to students. So that's some of the brief the charity work that I do in Pakistan. And again, I've done more than 20 medical camps, provided close to 200 people free angiogram angioplasty services. And the cost of angioplasty services is around 150 up to $250,000 rupees, which includes stent balloons wise. So a lot of people don't afford, and the options is either to just look for SK, which is 7,000 rupees, and then live with horrible disease for the rest of your life with heart failure, or you have to do something. So remember, people with unstable angina, some of my medical colleagues can understand what unstable angina is. For 3 months, can't walk more than 100 meters. He had severe three-vessel disease. We had 35 stents, and he needed close to 6-7 stents. And now we have 30 patients. And now, what to do with this man who really needs stent? But I can't spend 5 stents on him. The other 35 patients, I can't fix everyone. So we have to make a decision, which was very hard. Like, we take everything for granted here. We are so lucky. I have to stent only LAD. The nose, LAD is the most important artery in the heart. 60% of your heart depend on the LAD. So we have to stent one artery only to save his life. We can't fix all the arteries. So life is sometimes you make a difficult decision, but that's what life is. So these are some of the projects. I've signed the MOU with TDC Australia and TDC Pakistan to run that mobile hospital clinics, so we can provide cardiovascular and diabetes services to the remote areas of Pakistan. So some of my other projects are, inshallah, if I'm still alive, we want to start cardiac emergency centers where we can provide emergency, because the first 90 minutes are the most important time. So time is muscle. If you open the artery, you can save this heart. So we are planning, inshallah, with the support of all of you, that we can small units where they can receive initial treatment and then shift to other Lahore, Islamabad, or wherever it is. So it's a satellite center. So that's our one of the project, inshallah. And then child and mother health is another big issue in Pakistan. That will be, inshallah, one of the other future dreams that we can do something. So some of the pictures, I'm just going to spend few more minutes and then I'll finish. So just the cost of some of the procedures. So these are all so far close to $500,000 worth of equipment I have taken from here with the help of private hospitals and different companies to Islamabad and China. And I've donated to Secretary Health in different provinces. Some of the workshops, I go there and teach them as well, not just giving donation, just to share the skills, how we do works in Australia. So sharing all these knowledge with them as well. So they will be a future cardiologist one day when I'm old, but they can look after me. So PCR workshops in Quetta, that's in Islamabad. COVID was a crisis. 2 more minutes, and then I'll finish.
1 minute for you.
So COVID was another time that we realized that there was no enough nasal cannula, BiPAP, CPAP. The hospital was in crisis. People was hypoxic. So we provided lots of BiPAP and CPAP machine, collected money from my friends and colleagues, and then we bought it in Pakistan from China, basically, and provided to different hospitals, so different machines. So some of these machine equipment, they were really the first few months, they have nothing, so we have to buy and then save few lives. So these are some of the equipment that provided, the donation that I've taken from here. Some of the clinics that did in different part of Pakistan. Okay, I'll just skip. And that's the dialysis center that my great friend Israr is running. Yes, love your work. Free dialysis services, and I think there is a number you can have a look on the website. How many people are getting benefit from this? So your zakat khairat, that would be the best way to give your zakat to dialysis center in Islamabad. And part of my education, so I go to different medical colleges, different hospitals, and give a lecture, as I said, how to be a good human being, not just a good doctor. So these are some of the camps here. And that's all from me. And I think some of my colleagues was asking how they want to join me for this adventure. So there is lots of different ways we can work together. When you guys are visiting Pakistan, we can send the bus with you so you can look after your family, your village people. So there's lots of different options. Please join me. One person can't do anything. I need everyone. Thank you so much.
Let your hands meet once again freely for the work which this young gentleman has done. डॉक्टर साहब, आपने एक हल्का सा मिसरा पढ़ा था कि उसको पूरा कर देता हूं कि आगा अपनी मौत से कोई बशर नहीं, सामान 100 बरस का है बल्कि खबर. थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर जस्ट ब्रिंगिंग दैट थिंग. लेकिन फिर वो क्या बात कि उदास कर गई, तुझे उदास किया, खुद भी सोगवार हुए, हम आप अपनी मोहब्बत से शर्मसार हुए. इंशाल्लाह ऐसा कभी नहीं होगा. People are with you, and the kind of work which you are doing and will keep doing, inshallah, you'll see that everyone here in Australia having the tag of Pakistan, inshallah, will be with you and with all of them. And now it's my pleasure and my personally, I wish to welcome Hafiz Chaudhry Sahab. His Excellency and Abi is also here. So welcome, and I will invite you to say, I won't say few words, but as they say, few words, right? Because we are certainly restricted, but certainly, I mean, not few words. I know that you are going to say something very, very substantial. Thank you very much.
Assalamu alaikum, and may the blessings of Ramadan be upon all of us, and may all our prayers be answered.
Abi,
Let me begin by acknowledging the wonderful work that the Diabetes Center is doing in Pakistan, in Australia, and elsewhere in the world. And let me also acknowledge the wonderful work that Healthy Hearts International, Dr. Ahmed is doing, not only in Pakistan, but here in Australia as well. But let me also acknowledge all of you for the wonderful work that you are doing for philanthropic causes in Pakistan. Dr. Saab, in your terminology, all of these wonderful people, they belong to the yellow circle that you mentioned.
yeah, that's fantastic.
But not only these people, most of the Pakistanis belong to the yellow circle that we have. Pakistani, despite being a low-income country, we contribute 1.1% of our GDP towards the philanthropic work. And that compares to countries like Canada that spend 1.3% of their GDP on philanthropic work, and UK that spend 1.2% of their GDP on philanthropic work in Pakistan. According to a Stanford report, 98% of Pakistanis contribute towards charitable causes in one form or the other. For Pakistanis, they have this thing in their DNA. This is part of the Pakistanis to contribute towards philanthropic work. About Dr. Ahmed, I still remember when we met for the first time almost 2 years ago, he came to me and we discussed facilitating his work in Pakistan, and he wanted to take some equipment to Pakistan. And last time when we met almost 3 days ago, he brought with him Mr. Daniel, who is running a chain of schools in Pakistan, some 8 schools for deaf children in Pakistan. And in between these 2 years, whenever we met, most of the times we've been talking about his wonderful philanthropic work in Pakistan. So please give him a big round of applause. मैं आपसे एक और बात ये कहना चाहूंगा जी, आप लोगों को कि जो कहते हैं कि हम अपने हिस्से की क्षमा दिलाते जाएं, शिकवा जुल्मत शब से तो कहीं बेहतर था अपने हिस्से की कोई क्षमा दिलाते जाते। मैं आज खासतौर पर ये बात इसलिए करनी चाहता हूँ कि मुस्तफा साहब हमारे साथ मौजूद है यहाँ पे। इन्होंने साहिवाल में जमीन डोनेट की डायबिटीज सेंटर के लिए। हमारे और भी बहुत सारे पाकिस्तानी ऑस्ट्रेलियन दोस्त पाकिस्तान गए, उन्होंने जब उसके लिए जो है वो उसकी फाउंडेशन रखी, दे सेंड मी अ पिक्चर एंड आई ट्वीटेड दैट पिक्चर। तो मेरी वो जो ट्वीट थी उसके ऊपर किसी एक ने ये कहा, उन्होंने कहा जी ये क्या साहिवाल में बना रहे हैं, बलूचिस्तान में ज्यादा जरूरत। किसी एक और ने ट्वीट किया, उन्होंने कहा जी पंजाबी हैं, पंजाब में बना रहे हैं, ये तो और सूबों में बहुत जरूरत। किसी एक ने कहा, उन्होंने कहा जी ये पीछे देखें, ये सारी ग्रीन फील्ड है, इन्हें ग्रीन फील्ड में हॉस्पिटल बनाने की इजाजत किसने दे दी। तो मेरा कहने का मकसद ये है कि आप अपने हिस्से की क्षमा जो है वो जलाते हैं, और आप सब आई एम श्योर अपने हिस्से की क्षमा जला रहे हैं। मे गॉड बी काइंड विद अस। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
फिक्र जुल्मत शब से तो कहीं बेहतर अपने हिस्से की कोई क्षमा जला। कोई शक नहीं कि इससे बड़ी फिलॉसफी कोई नहीं हो सकती। बहुत सारी बातें कही जा सकती, बहुत सारी बातें की जा सकती, ज्यादा जोर की जाने पर होना चाहिए बजाय इसके कि हम ये पिन पॉइंट करते रहे कि ये नहीं हुआ, वो नहीं हुआ। एंड आई एम श्योर विद द काइंड ऑफ अवेयरनेस in these kind of programs, which we are taking home much of the knowledge also about our health, and as well as what we can do in order to prevent any health problems, right? And that is something beauty. So basically, it is not only and only charitable kind of gathering, but also we are taking the benefit of our own selves from here in terms of the medical knowledge. It's my pleasure now. अब मैं चाहूंगा कि फिर एक डॉक्टर आए, लेकिन वो डॉक्टर मेडिकल डॉक्टर नहीं होगा, वो बेचारा मुझ जैसा डॉक्टर होगा। और उसका नाम है डॉक्टर तारिक राणा। राणा साहब तशरीफ लाइए। I'm missing my wonderful friend Mausam Shah, who I'm sure that must have got somewhere in any urgent piece of work, but I reckon that we have a replacement, and I'm sure that Dr. Tariq Rana will certainly do the best job ever.
Thank you very much, Ali Bhai. Thank you all coming here. This is really the funny part as well as you need to show generosity. I will run two things. Auction part, I have 20 items that are here, and fairly soon we will display those items and also your pledges. So you can, there is a form, you can commit. If you are still thinking that these initiatives still need to be studied more, their benefits and about the cause, please do so. But you can pledge as much as you can. And this is the time, this is a good month to do a lot of kharat and a lot of sadaqah and sukat. But one thing remember here, that when you are actually buying anything out of these bids, just remember one thing, that it is not a market value you are buying. A very simple example is that you take it to your home, hang on the wall, and whenever you will look at that item you will buy, you will remember that you have saved the life of someone. And as Maulana Sahib said, that the one who saves one life saves the humanity, in a normal wording. So we can start. We have 20 items. Oh, yeah. So before that, we want to play Wasim Akram's video that has been recorded for this program. Please listen to that video, and that will also motivate you that how you can actually be more generous for the items and buy those items. Again, thank you very much, and watch the video. Thank you.
Voice, please.
Yeah, we can say.
Yeah.
Thank you. Brother, bring the item, please. We have different items. Let me describe the items. There are some calligraphy items. You can see that. And then there are frames as well with the name of Allah and some other Quranic wording. And also we have some toys for the kids. If kids are, they can push their parents to buy today. And you must push. It's a gift as well. And just ask your parents to buy one for you. And also for our sisters here, except my wife, Jaka. So all the sisters, please also be generous. These are the things that you would like more, or you can decide more to buy than our brothers here. The first one, my reserve price, or the starting bidding price is 200. 200. Anyone? Anyone for this? Anyone for this? 200. Barsar. 200 for Barsar. 300. 300. 400. 400. 401. 402. 500. 501. 501. 501. 502. 502, 503 sold. Thank you. this one to Dr. Amber. And next calligraphy is Alhamdulillah. Similar calligraphy. Again, smile, bidding, start. Bidding is $200. Please bid for that.
$200 for this one, please.
200 to start. 200. Any bidder? Any bidder for 200? 201. 201. 202.
250.
250. 251. 252. 252.
Anyone for 300?
253. That's her, the winner. Javed Basha. The next one is really very, very beautiful. And yeah, so again, I would say that 200 to start, 300 is around by 301. Anyone for 350?
350.
350, 350, 400. 401 is around by 401. Anyone for 450?
450, Hamid Monga. 450, Hamid Monga.
450.
What's that, sir? 450. 450 is already there.
450.
500.
500. 500. 500.
600.
600. 600. Anyone for 650? Anyone for 650?
650 is there. 650 is there.
650. 650. Anyone for 700? Very last call. 700.
700 is there.
700. 701, 702, 703 sold. Thank you. It's cost of 18 months.
What a beauty.
Another beautiful one.
What a perfect calligraphic. Exactly.
Who is for 250? 250. 250. 250 from that row. 250. Anyone for 250? 300? 300. 300. 300. 301. Anyone for 350?
350. 350. Zan. Dr. Zan.
350.
Dr. Zan.
400? 400. 400. Motion by 400. How much is that? How much? 450? Who is 500? Who is 500? 451, 452, 453 sold. Another lot of them are coming.
Shahkar.
This is another one.
Yes.
La ilaha illa anta subhanaka anta min az-zalimin. 250. Who is for 250? Dr. Zan Saab 250. Anyone? 250. 250. Come on, 300. Anyone for 300? We don't have a lot of time. 250. Dr. Zan shouldn't be run away with 250, please. 300. Anyone for 300? Motion, go.
Go, Mohsen, go.
300. 300. 301.
Coming back to Dr. Zan. 350. How about that, Doctor?
Motion. Okay, done. 350 for motion 1, 350 for motion 2, 350 for motion 2. Done.
It's not
Sold.
to Mohsen.
Motion by 450, I think.
450.
Yeah. 250 for this one. 250. 300 for Abraham. 300. 500,
500.
500,
Hassan, thank you.
500 Hassan, 500 Hassan, 501, 550, anyone 550? 501, 502, 503 sold to Hassan, thank you.
Singer.
This is the beautiful Kalma frame, 250.
250.
251, Zansa,
Then has to go up 300.
300, Zan by 300, 350, anyone for 350? Anyone 350? 350. 350. So, Robai, how much? No, no. This is really a bit a different way, but really we have some good buyers here. It is very difficult to actually to convince some buyers. So that's not actually I'm not following the rules, but it is more selling to people who really want to donate. It's not about so Zan by 400, Zan by 400, or by 450,
Yeah.
Raj
450.
450, 450.
Dr. Tammy.
Dr. Tamina Bobby 451, 451, 500, anyone 500, anyone 500, 451, 452, 453 sold to Tamina Bobby. And Robert. So this is
Give it back to auction, please.
yeah, anyone. Amma bhai, you need one for your apartment. 350, starting with 350 for this one. This is really a very beautiful one. Anybody, can you show our system sitting here?
Yeah, Baba Bhai.
Baba bhai, 350, 500. Baba bhai, 500. 501. Anyone 550?
Yes, 550.
550, 600?
750.
750. 751. 800. Anyone with 800? 750. 750. 751.
1,000.
Sorry, answer again. Done?
Right.
803 sold.
We'll just donate $4,000 from my side towards my charity.
Thank you.
Excellent. Dr. Ahmed. Thank you. This is another beautiful piece. Have a look at that. I want to start with 350. I will start with 400. 400 is already there. 500. 500. 600. Who is 600? 550. Anyone with 600? 600. 600. Dr. Kadus bhai. 600. Anyone from here? 650? 650. Dr. Jan bhai. 650. 700. 700. 700. Kadus bhai. 700. Anyone 750? Anyone 750? 703 goes to Kadus bhai. Thank you. Yeah, no, that's okay. So in front of you, maybe you have sitting on your table that what we are going to send the next one. It's a smart watch for kids or for you as well. It is very important to keep record of your beat, as Dr. Ahmed says. It is really, if you have life, you have everything. So this watch will help save your life. consider that if you don't have one, then please buy today. It will do two things. One is that it will save your life and it will save someone else's life as well. So starting at 400. 400. Anyone with 400? Anyone with 400? Nobody loves their life, so please go for life. It's not only your life. Your money will also be contributor towards saving someone else's life. Anyone for 350? It's a backward option. Anyone for 350?
We got a
355, 350, 351. Anyone for 400? 351, 352. Anyone for 400? 353. So Dubai. Thank you. There are two more items. We tag them Islamic gift.
Yeah.
So why we call it Islamic gift? They have dates from Medina, as well as Abe Zamzam, and a Quran, and a reading pen. It's really very important in terms of that importance of this month, as well as the importance of cause. Abe Zamzam. So we have 2 packs, and they are separate. But anybody interested starting with 200? Anyone with 200, 250, 200? Anyone?
You don't think of the price, it's because the spirit is different. Definitely it's different.
Yep. Anyone 200? 200?
Oh, 200 is there. 200 is there.
200?
Your name, please. Say sorry.
Mali.
Munib. Yes. So
Mali
200.
by 200. 200 one. Anyone with 250?
250.
250? 250? Anyone for 300? 251, 252, 253. Sold. The deal buys. Sold to the deal buys. Another
Similar
one.
sort of things, it's slightly different things inside.
200 start. Are you interested, brother? Yeah. 250. Anyone 250? 250? 251, 250, 200, right? You are 200, 201, 250, 250, 201, 202, 203, sold to Munib. Thank you. This is the educational prayer mat, and it is good for your kids. That actually it's a prayer mat, but also with a lot of education. They have 2 active touch-sensitive keys, ultra soft fabric, and also there are a lot of things to learn for the kids. Anyone who is interested to buy each gift for their kids? Anyone? Starting with 200? Anyone? Starting with 200? Anyone wants to buy?
200.
200? Anyone with 250? Anyone with 250? Anyone with 250? 250? 203? Give to a number, please. It's Azan Talak. I believe that we are living in a country where we don't have a lot of options to hear Azan. And I think that it's a blessing that every house, if 5 times a clock does Azan for you, it's really a blessing for you. There are 2 things you are getting today. One is that contributing towards saving the life of someone and also bringing blessing to your home. So, Adhan clock, starting with 200. Anyone? 300? 300. 300. 300. 400 from Lakewood. 400. So it's divided, right? Okay. Led by 400. 500. 550. Anyone 550? Going to led by in 500. Done. What
It
is
is
this?
a very precious thing, Quran with the reading pen.
Quran with reading pen. It's again very good for your kids and for you as well. I can tell you another thing, really. We are now getting habitual reading Quran on our small iPhones or any Android phones, which is not good for your eyes. So what we learned today, every organ is important. So this particular Quran will really give you option that you can read still electronic, but not on your small phone. So start with 200. Anyone with 250? 300? 300? 300?
300,
350?
350,
Anyone 350? 350? Anyone with 400? 500?
500,
500?
500,
500? 501? 502? 503? Thank you.
Yeah. There is a gadget that reads out Quran for us and a speaker. Reads out Quran and there is a speaker also.
It reads Quran loud with speaker, and it's again similar thing. We are really running out of time. We don't have a lot of time. Please be generous, be loud, and starting with 250. Anyone 250?
250, 250.
It's a Quran with speaker. 250. Similar blessing. 250. Anyone? Anyone interested in 200?
200, 200,
Met 200? Raise your, Zaka, you are raising your hand. Be generous. That's okay.
It's worth more than 200 as I've been told. So please, anyone?
Anyone 250? Anyone 250? 201, 202, 203. Done. Give to Zaka.
A beautiful metallic decoration piece with Allah's name on it.
This is really a great one. This is really a great one with Allah's name on that. Very good.
Etched permanently.
Yeah. So starting with 250 with this one. Anyone with 250, 300? Anyone? It's really beautiful one. 300? 300. 300 from Sardat Bhabi. Anyone else? 300. 301. 350? Anyone with 350? Anyone with 350? Going to 300, 301, 302, 303, sold to Sardat Bhabi. Thank you.
Yeah, tops and sinks. Its name is Zaki.
So this is really good. Kids, this is really a good one. Ask your parents to buy for you as a gift. It's really a great one.
It's a card Quran.
It's a cartoon, Zeki. I believe it's Zeki. I never watched these new cartoons. But that's, please ask your parents to buy one. Kids, look at this. It's a Zeki cartoon. It's a talking one. Anyone starting with 200? Anyone buying for kids 200? It's not a prize or it's not something. You are actually contributing towards the cause. You are saving life of someone. Anyone buying? 200? Any kids? For Eid, we can go a little bit down, 150. Anyone buying Eid gift for someone?
About 150.
150. 150.
100.
Yep. Anyone for 100? Kids, you have saving to buy an $100? Anyone? We are. Yep. We are keeping that. That's fine.
Yeah.
This is. You will take that one? Yeah.
200.
Shahid bhai.
150.
Yeah, 150 Shahid bhai. Thank you.
The name is Yusuf. It's walking Muslim doors. So just along the same lines that it can
Yep. Again, it's good for your kids. It's talking about Islam. It's giving you messages. It's giving messages to your young kids. It's really good. It's a talking toy. 200.
200.
200 for Sabat Babi. 200. 200. 200. 200.
200 more.
200.
Anybody with more than 200?
200. 200 done for Sabat Babi. Thank you.
Quran and Dua pillow.
It's a
Quran and Dua pillow.
Quran and Dua pillow. I know that Vikas Bhai and Neelam Bhabi, they've been so generous and bought a pretty generous frame previously. And now I won't ask Vikas Bhai and Neelam Bhabi again to jump into that, but someone else. Parents have to be in that. So,
Quran and Dua pillow.
it's a Quran and Dua pillow. When kids are, instead of kids, learning some stories or something, you can put around them, even with young kids. It's a blessing that when you put near them, it will be Allah's blessing when they are actually sleeping and they will have very good sleep. So starting with 150, we have 2, I think, sleeping pillows, right?
What's that? Sorry.
Yep, 150. 150. Anyone with 200? Anyone with 200? Anyone with 200? 153 sold. Thank you. We have 3 more, please, and we have only 5 minutes left. Please help me, be generous. We are pretty much there. Really, thank you so much for your help. You guys are really opening your pockets and wallets and everything, and be generous. Open your hearts.
One more pillow. One more pillow.
Anyone who is planning to have next kid can buy this as well. It's really a blessing. Young couples, buy this one. It's again talking pillow. 150.
Yes.
200. 200. 200 for Mrs. Mosa. 200. 200. 200 done. Thank you.
Which power manager is extension board with power management? Extension board with power management.
It's an extension board with power management. It's not that I want to sell. I definitely want to sell. But we have few electrical engineers and mechanical engineers sitting in this room, Mosan Bhai and Harul Bhai. They know the importance of this search thing. If you don't have that, maybe you will be losing $1,000 of your any equipment or tool at home. So starting with again 200. Anybody interested to buy that? 200. 200.
That's the last few minutes left. Please
Very,
come
very
forward.
last few minutes, please. 200, 150. Anyone interested to buy in 150? 150.
I think that it could be 150 for this. You can just leave it here and you can come back and see again. And if you decide to pay 150 for that or even more than that, please be welcome. Because we are very much conscious that
Please consider that we have only a couple of minutes left. If anybody is interested, otherwise we will keep it. What is the next one? It's a giant mass and tasbih. Again,
with the case
very,
also, with the
very,
case
with a
also.
clip. Yeah. And you can carry it anywhere you like. You put in your car. Lot of the time we are always looking for, if you have any clothes to pray out.
And,
So-
and we have two of them, so husband and wife, both.
Yes, so we are starting each with 150. Anyone interested in 150? Janmas Tasbih, it's foldable as well as easy to carry. 150? 150? Anyone interested in 150?
300 for both.
300 for both?
Mashallah.
MashaAllah, thank you. 300 for both, 301, 302, 300 sold. Thank you.
Your name, please. Your name.
We have only left with that power board. Please be generous, and if you decide, then do that. Thank you very much once again for your generosity. Last one, we also need to do pledges, and we have papers on your table. They are starting from 500 to 5,000. Put your name on that, email, business name, and contact number, and then we will contact you later. So if you want to pledge anything, you are thinking that you will be better thinking and contributing to saving lives, please think about that and try to please that much. Okay. Power board is actually bought by Muhammad Ali Saab, Muhammad Ali Bhai in 200. In 200. Now for Muhammad Ali Bhai, thank you so much for everyone. Excellent.
What
Thank you so much.
we celebrate is that the number of all of you are gone, and as a matter of fact, that reflects highly on the gatherings we have there, so the generosity around, and that is the real spirit of this evening. And I believe that when it comes to pledges, people certainly will jump onto the opportunity. And please, just as you have been doing in the past, please open your heart. And can I request all of you to please get Mr. and Dr. Tariq Rana, we thank you very much for your energies to do a very important task. You motivated every one of us. So wonderful applause for Dr. Tariq Rana again, please. Thank you. So pledges will be continuing while you're taking dinner also. I'm sure that is it better 7:09 or right. So it's almost getting close to. I think we'll get 5. Is it? I'm sure that I'm sorry.
मेरे पास थोड़ा टाइम अभी है तो 25 के लिए आपसे सो मैक्सिमम 30 मिनट्स का आपको होगा तो 25 फॉर्म आपके सामने पड़े हुए हैं इनके ऊपर QR कोड है वेबसाइट है तो आप उसको स्कैन करें यू कैन पे ऑनलाइन और स्टेज आपको टैक्स से रजिस्टर सबको मिल जाएगी उसको डायरेक्टली तो ऑनलाइन पेमेंट का ऑप्शन भी है आप उसमें जाएं डोनेशन के ऑप्शन में जाएं तो क्लिक करेंगे अभी के फेसबुक क्रेडिट कार्ड एप्पल पे सभी so all options are there.
And brothers and sisters, just one quick announcement that as the adhan will be called by Brother Mustafa, all of us, especially men, all of the men, I request you just to break the fast with the date, to Juhu ke saath, and then we will be going for the prayers. And during that time, our sisters will start praying. All right, okay, you can start on prayer because that was the feeling to me. That's what we have to say. All right, okay, please. Yeah. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Brothers and sisters, please just proceed with your iftar, and within 5 minutes, inshallah, we're just going out for Maghrib prayer, and we come back here for the dinner. Thanks.